All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the Fire Artisan channel. This is Drew, and today we are playing some Simic Ramp. So this deck is a lot of fun. It's kind of a go big or go home type of deck. We are looking to ramp as quickly as possible to our big spells. Obviously, Nissa, who shakes the world, is sort of our powerhouse, probably the central, most important card in our deck. This particular list is very much, I think this is more of a high-end card there. And you know what, so is the finale. Yeah, the nice thing about this deck layout versus the other one is that you can sort of rearrange cards as you will. But yeah, this build is very much inspired by Andrea Mengucci's Mythic Championship 7 build of the deck. He had a lot of success. I think he went 10-2. I'm just going to point out some of the key differences. It's basically a Simic Elementals ramp deck. He introduced 2 copies of Finale of Devastation, which ideally is going to grab something like N-Ray's Forerunners, and then combined with you hopefully casting this for 10 or more, it just pumps up all the creatures on the board to such an extent that you can make a game-winning attack right there on the spot. So it's just a way that this deck needs to win the game, as opposed to just ramp endlessly and threaten these big threats, but the finale just lets you end the game on the spot sometimes. So that is definitely where you want to be. So a couple new things. When Mengucci was playing this deck, Uro had not yet been released. Obviously, he's perfect for a Simic Ramp deck, so we're definitely going to be playing a couple copies of him. Agent of Treachery was banned, so that is not a card that we'll be playing, unfortunately. I basically replaced that with, well, for one thing, the Uros, but another way I adjusted this list a little bit is I went down on one copy of the Krasis, and I brought in Aether Gusts. Aether Gusts are really good in the metagame right now. I was watching Pyotr Glogovsky. I was just watching him stream yesterday, and he has added blue to his Jund Sacrifice deck just to play with 4 copies of Aether Gust. So, and he called the deck like Aether Gust Jund or something like that. So that just tells you how good it is in this metagame to have copies of Aether Gust in your main deck. I might even want to play more of them moving forward, depending on the decks that we face. But it's just the kind of interaction that this deck needs to not get run over by some of these aggressive decks. So hopefully it'll come in handy for us. Yeah, Mengucci had 2 copies of Quasi-Duplicate in the deck, which is a wonderful card and definitely one that you could include. I decided to go with Aether Gust to have a little bit more of a tempo-oriented, just to give me a little bit more play so I don't get run over by some of these creature decks, namely Mono Red, Rakdos Sacrifice, Jund Sacrifice, the Knights deck, etc. So we'll take a look at the sideboard here. So 2 more copies of Aether Gust, and you'll know when to bring that in. I've got 2 Negates and 3 Mystical Disputes. If we're playing, say, Bant Ramp or Esper Control, just some of these bigger decks with where we'll need counter magic to number 1, land our own spells, and number 2, prevent them from casting their big spells. 3 copies of Shifting Ceratops, which is excellent against Azorius, Esper decks, things like that. 2 copies of Lovestruck Beast to bring in for some of these creature matchups. And 2 Return to Natures, which, in addition to other things, is an important answer to have against Embercleave. Instant speed, just prevent them from that game-winning play. So we're going to jump into the queue. That's what's going on here. All right. Yeah, why don't we do a best of 3 today? All right, we're off. Andrea Mengucci has I'm a huge fan of his. He has kind of a funny thing where he is famous for conceding relatively early. Um, Basically, as soon as he doesn't think it's possible for him to come back in the match, or his window to victory has completely closed, he will throw in the towel and move on to the next game. Whereas other players will kind of ride it out when they know they're going to lose for a while, just to see if something crazy happens, or maybe get a little bit more information on their opponent's deck. If you watch Mengucci, yeah, he is famous for just saying, I can't win from here. It's over. Goodbye. All right, we're off to a pretty good start. Not a lot of... Oh, that's perfect. Yes. All right, we're off to an excellent start, I have to say. Got a Temple of Mystery on for the opponent. I think we're just looking to draw another land here to move towards Cavalier of Thorns. Yeah, all good so far. Only one blue source at the moment, which I definitely don't love. Try to land a Risen Reef here. I don't think we have any other options. I'm not just going to pass the turn. All right. We've been disputed. All right. So this looks to be a really bad matchup for us. This is possibly Simic Flash. I think I'm inclined to just try to land this spell. All right. It's funny how it goes. We were so far ahead on lands a moment ago, and now we're starting to fall behind. Haven't hit a land in a couple turns now. Doesn't seem like our opponent has much of an attack. All right. Not really any play this turn except for Growth Spiral, so I think we're just going to pass. One thing I'll note is that this, I mean, even though so far their board is all blue, this is not a matchup where Aethergust is a dead card. They're likely to be playing with Nightpack Ambusher. Take 3 here, no problem. Growth Spiral was a pretty good draw. Just something to do. Way to close in on that land. Yeah, this is a tough one. I think if I play the Cavalier, it's very likely to get countered. Hard to imagine they don't have any counter magic in their hand. But yeah, this is really tough. I'm not sure how inclined I am to just hold up Aethergust. I think I'm going to go for it. We kind of have a mystical dispute. All right. I mean, the rule is if you're not blocking with it, then better attack, right? We're getting closer to Uro. We'll do the same attack. I don't think they're going to drop the Night Pack Ambusher here. I mean, I think they might do it now. I just don't think they would want to do it before combat, because then we might just be able to land a Nissa. I think this matchup definitely gets better for us after sideboarding. But yeah, at the moment it's not great. Probably time to chump block with the Grazer, just to prevent them from drawing this card. I think I want to see what I draw actually first, before I make a final decision about blocks. Yeah. Yeah, 5 is a lot of damage, plus really don't want them to get that card. I think Uro's kind of our only way back in this game. So I'm going to make it a little bit hard for them to counter. Still have the possibility to play another Risen Reef. If they have another Mystical Dispute in hand, then this game's over. Yeah, this game's over. Really needed that one. Really needed that one. Very good game for our opponent. That exchange worked out extremely well for them. Look at this. We're taking 11 here. I think you block. Yeah, I think you block. All right. I could just try to land a straight up and raise 4 runners. Or I could play Finale for 3, 4, 5, 6. Grabbing Cavalier of Thorns. Or I could just do Risen Reef, see what I draw. Stay alive with that, and it feels less likely to just get countered. I could still do Finale for 3. Okay. Don't hit a land. I think we want to draw this land. So we have 5 mana. No, we can't. Yeah, we can do a Finale for 3 and grab another Risen Reef. What else could we grab? Do we have any other 3 mana spells? Yeah, could grab another Risen Reef. I think we just want to cast spells this turn. Yeah. All right, so we're chumping, taking 7. There's Nissa who shakes the world. I think that's the plan. We can do her plus... Oh, Jesus. All right, that'll do it. That will do it for sure. Yeah, so we don't have game against this deck at all before sideboarding. I mean, the Aether Gusts are okay, but we need a lot more interaction than that. So I'm just bringing in all of our interaction, bringing in the shifting Ceratops. Cavaliers are gone. We're getting kind of leaner and meaner here. No, you can stay. Grazer's pretty good against their deck. Go down to 3 Nissas, 1 Finale. Leaner and meaner. 3 Reefs. Yeah, where do I want to go from here? I think I can go 1 down on the Aether Gusts. I don't know. The Grazers are pretty good. Yeah, Grazers are pretty good on the play. We'll go 1 down on Uro. I think the main thing is that we have a lot more interaction now. Alright, so this is not a keepable hand. Wow. I don't like this either. I mean, I did keep it. Don't know if that's right. It just seems so hard to go to 5 with a deck that needs so many lands. And other than missing a blue source, it's actually a pretty good hand because we can potentially play the Ceratops on 3. Okay. Things just got a lot better for us. Yeah, so this went from being kind of a disastrous hand to one that we can actually play with. Yeah, we brought the Ceratops in, friend. We've been Aether Gusted. I think the game plan is to just get super aggressive with this Aether Gust. Or excuse me, with this Ceratops. I think we can win with it. Alright. Let's see if they do something tricky before combat here. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, this is pretty painful. I think we're currently winning, so I'm happy to just hold up Mystical Dispute. I don't feel like I have to play another threat here. The Ceratops is protection from blue, so I'm not worried about these guys. Alright, so they don't have card draw anymore. I think that was definitely the one to counter. I don't feel like I need to block here. Didn't mean to set that stop. think we're going to go for the creature. See what they're up to. Yeah, this is actually kind of tough because if I pay for this quench... So yeah, they officially have lethal damage on the board. So if I pay for this quench and I'm wrong about it, or sorry, and I'm not wrong, but if they have a second quench, then we just lose on the spot. Whereas if I just let this get countered and they don't have anything like a Brazen Borrower in hand. Ooh, if they have another Aether Gust in hand, we just lose too. I think I'd rather make them have Aether Gust. I have to feel like they wouldn't have made this play if they didn't have another quench in hand. I don't know. Now it doesn't feel like we're going to win this game. All right. All right. I want to see the answer to this Ceratops, and I want to see it now. No answer. All right. Well, that Ceratops just went all the way in. They, yeah, that was wonderful. That was wonderful. Okay, I'm going to change my mind a little bit. I don't think I need Finale or End Raise Forerunners to win this game. I think I want the Cavaliers back. And yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with this. On the draw now. I think Uro is honestly a little slow. I mean, so much of their stuff is... yeah, I like this. I want to get a little bit more mid-rangey, you know? Mid-range creature deck, more interaction. I think that's where we want to be. I don't think we want to have a handful of big non-creature spells. I think that's how you lose this game. Okay, this looks to be a good hand for us. Our opponent is on a mulligan, though. Obviously, I would like to do a turn 1 beast token, but I think we need to play the tap land to get Growth Spiral on turn 2. Maybe not. And we're on the board. I like it. I like that a lot. I don't think there's anything I'm afraid of here because if they play a... Yeah, if they play a Brineborn Cutthroat, that's a trade. So I think I'm okay making this attack. Looks like our opponent is giving something some thought here. What's a good of a token if you're not using it, right? Yeah, I mean, maybe I should have just held the token back. I mean, I do really want this to resolve. It would be a little bit of a bummer if they countered it. I think I'm just looking for lands at this point. Yeah. All right. I think I want to see what they do. I mean, I guess I'm a little bit between Leaf can. I don't think I'm going to counter their third turn, actually. I think I just want to get this Ceratops down. Seems like a very important card. We'll leave it on top. I think it's kind of our best card in the matchup. I think I can take this. So our Ceratops does have protection from blue, so yeah, they'll be able to get in with the Sailor. Okay. I like a Love Struck Beast plus Hold Up Negate combo. This seems like a pretty important play for us. As far as I can see, we can put a decent amount of pressure on them for next turn. Here's our Cavalier, which we can back with a Mystical Dispute. So this is going extremely well for us. I am very excited about that. All right. Yeah, so I think that's how you board there. I think you want to just be a little bit more interactive. I think having 2 Aether Gusts in the main is a good idea here. Even in that matchup where it wasn't too great against their deck, every piece of interaction just really made a difference. I mean, we basically got blown out in game 1 because we didn't have access to Mystical Dispute or Negate. But once we got rid of our expensive cards, and I think I was right too that we didn't need the Finale of Devastation for this matchup. And honestly, you could probably even board out Nissa. I think you can just beat this deck as a bigger and better mid-range creature deck. And you just have Aether Gust for their Night Pack Ambushers / counter magic. So I think that's how you win this match. We've got 5 pieces of counter magic in the sideboard plus access to 4 copies of Aether Gust. So I think that's plenty to just stay on even terms with them in terms of play and interaction. All right, well, that's all for today. I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to subscribe. I've really been enjoying the process of having this channel, and yeah, I just want to say I really appreciate everyone's support. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Have a good one.